Hi guys, this is Blowjos, and today I will be giving you a Marvel Universe action figure review of the recently released Rhino figure. This guy is part of Series 5, and he's figure number 3. Alright, so right first off we'll talk about the packaging, and I mean, it is what it is. It's Marvel Universe packaging. They've stayed nice and consistent throughout the whole line. You got some nice artwork up in the left corner there, and it'll look nice with all your other Marvel Universe figure packages if you've got them all in package still. On the back, you've got a nice little kind of doctored up image there of him kind of running, and then a little bio here. Got it in 3 different languages. This is the Canadian packaging. I'm not sure about the United States packaging, but it's really nice overall. You got a nice picture of Troll here saying collect them all, and another picture there of Elektra, Captain America, and Marvel's Mysterio. So nice packaging. It'll look great with all your other Marvel Universe packaging. 5 out of 5. So now we move on to the actual figure, and I will say right away, I love this guy. I'm not sure if any of you guys know, but Rhino is actually my favorite Spider-Man villain, aside from Venom, of course. Venom is just, well, he's Venom. Anyway, this figure is awesome. Sculpt-wise, I'm going to give him a solid 5 out of 5. He looks really great, and I mean, with the added texture here of not only does he have, you know, the craggy skin like a rhino, but also he has like little warts and stuff built right into the sculpt, and it looks really great. So, like I said, 5 out of 5 for sculpt. It looks really awesome. He's even got like the little eyes on the side of his the side of his head there. I mean, it all just looks really great. So again, 5 out of 5 for sculpt. For articulation, he's got a decent amount. I mean, enough to get him into, you know, running poses, and I mean, you know, they are what they are. He's got a lot of swivel hinge joints, like I showed you on the Avengers Assemble Hulk in my previous review. He's just got a normal ball for the head. You can get to look up a decent amount if you kind of put it halfway on the peg. It is just a ball though, right, built onto the figure. You just pop the head back on there. He's got a nice clicky jointed swivel hinge for the shoulder. No upper bicep swivel, unfortunately. He does have another swivel hinge in the elbow, so you can get him to move his arm any which way, 360 degrees if you so choose, and a swivel at the wrist. He's got a really nice diaphragm joint here where you can get him to go straight down or really far back, and a decent amount of side to side. And he can swivel at that crunch as well. There's no waist swivel, which I'm kind of glad for, because then it would break up the sculpt and make him look kind of weird. But then you come to the legs, and they're the weird. It's like a swivel, but it's like right into the upper leg. It goes like almost diagonally up into the leg. So when you swivel the leg, it kind of swivels on an angle. And if you want to get him in any running poses, you have to put his upper leg sideways, which looks kind of dumb, especially since the sculpt doesn't really line up. And I mean, you can get him into some decent poses, but it's a little disappointing that they went that route with the upper leg. But then you come down to the knees, and again, same thing as the elbows. They work well, and they get an okay amount of range. I mean, it's not perfect, but you go about that far back and that far forward. And again, 360. And for the feet, they did give him forward and back and a really nice swivel. And I mean, honestly, if they made every single figure with this foot swivel, we would have no problems ever again. I mean, honestly, that is the #1 joint that I look for in a figure now, is that nice swivel. So for articulation, I'm going to give him a 4 out of 5. The hips are annoying, and the head doesn't really go that far back unless you kind of pop it off the ball joint. But I mean, it's still good articulation. You can get him into some decent poses. Now for paint, I would give this guy a solid 5 out of 5 if it weren't for two little things that are kind of bothering me. First off, I'll zoom in on his face here. As you can see, there's a lot of gloppiness. It kind of goes off onto his skin there quite a bit. The face itself is really nice. The eyes are painted really well and the teeth look really good. But there's just a lot of like skin color kind of smearing off onto the gray there. That's a little annoying. And secondly, is actually also on the head. The horns are just pure white. There's no shading whatsoever, which is kind of surprising when you look at the figure as a whole. They've put a freaking crap ton of shading onto the rest of the figure, and it looks like that shading looks great, don't get me wrong, but I just wish they would have done the horn as well. You know, it looks so plain in contrast with the rest of the figure. So for paintwork, I'm going to give them 4 out of 5. I mean, what's there is really good, but not, you know, it just seems to be not the best that they could have done, especially for the price point. I mean, these are, you know, after taxes, this cost me $12 really. So anyway, I'll give you a size comparison here now. Here he is next to the Avengers Assemble Hulk that I just reviewed for you guys, and I've got the Hulk in quite a deep stance here, and he's still just a little bit taller. I'm gonna straighten out his legs here so you can kind of get a better idea for the size. Hulk is definitely bigger than Rhino, just by about ½ inch. But I believe the Rhino is also a big figure himself at about 5 inches tall. So this Hulk is, you know, decent size when you really think about it. But decent size, looks good next to the Hulk. Here he is next to a standard Marvel Universe figure. Whoop. I got Silver Surfer here. See if I can get him in a straight pose. Some of these guys are just difficult to stand, but here he is next to Silver Surfer. As you can see, he's definitely a lot bulkier and I'd say at least a ½ inch taller. So that looks really good. And last but not least, here he is next to his Marvel Select counterpart. And as you can tell, the sculpts are very similar, especially in the face. I find that the faces on these guys look very, very similar. And I'll go up to this Rhino. And in fact, they both do have the exact same articulation except for the head. The head is, on this one, is kind of like a socket joint right in the torso, whereas this one is a ball joint right on top of the torso. So nice size nonetheless. For final score, I'm going to give this guy a solid 4 out of 5. This is a great figure. Sculpt wise, I mean, he's amazing. And you know, the articulation does seem a little bit strange, but it's a good figure. I mean, if you guys are looking for 3 3/4 Rhino, this is the one to get. The only one besides this one actually was the one I think came in a comic pack with Spider-Man, and that one was okay for the time being, but this one just has so much more articulation, and it looks really sweet. So great figure. I definitely recommend it if you guys can find this in your area. I mean, I nearly went to the internet for this guy. I was looking around for a decent while, and I finally found him at Toys R Us. But anyway, you know, great figure. If you guys can find him, pick him up. 100% recommendation. So without further ado, this is Blojo signing out. Keep collecting whatever it is you collect. Please subscribe, rate, and comment. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.